Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Chris, also known as TheSimpleHick, and today's video is going to be a video about my truck camper setup. So what I've got here is a 2009 GMC Sierra all-terrain. It's got the 5.3 liter Vortec V8 engine, and it's really nothing special as far as the truck goes. It's got the extended cab, half cab, whatever you want to call it. The doors do open up pretty wide. It's got some rust on the rocker panel down here. It's got its fair share of scratches and dings, and as you can see there. But as far as the camper shell on the top, I've got a Lear mid-rise camper shell, and it's not paint matched, obviously, which that's all right. I bought this camper shell used, so it's got some scratches and dings and whatnot, and as you can see, or possibly, this shell was actually made for a Chevy Silverado, and most people, including me, had no idea that the GMC Sierra truck beds were slightly different. If you can kind of see, looking straight down the line here, the Sierra cabs flare out toward the end of the bed. So it's not a perfect fit. However, it fits good enough to where it's not going to cause me too much trouble. When I do shut the door, there used to be a little bit of a gap here, but it's not that bad. I replaced this bulb seal here, so that pretty much covers everything. The gap that is there. So we'll see this winter how much of a problem that becomes. I doubt it'll be a problem. I had it on there all last winter and everything was fine. So look forward to taking the truck out during the cold weather months to see how that goes. But as far as inside the truck bed here, we've got a cot. That's a Coleman cot, and I've just got a comforter and just like a real soft blanket up there. I don't have anything special. I don't have a pad, mattress pad. Eventually I'd like to get like a mattress pad, or down the road I'd like to spend some money and make a bed frame and buy a good like cushiony mattress to use instead of this cot. But as of right now, the cot works just fine. You don't need anything special when you're going out truck camping. I mean, the whole purpose of camping in general is just to get out and spend time outdoors. So I'm not going out there with the thought of spending my entire day inside my truck. So I like to keep it as simple and minimal as I can, which is why I did what I did here. So like I said, I've got the cot, the blankets. I've got a couple pillows over there. That takes care of my sleeping situation. Over in the back corner there, I've got a set of drawers over there. On the top drawer there, I've got the thermometer, and then I've got the bag for the cot itself. In the second drawer there, I've got some other miscellaneous objects, some chargers, and then a bungee cord set. In the bottom drawer there, it's empty. Normally I keep my portable power bank in there to keep it from going anywhere. My portable power bank is a Bi-Bean portable power station. It's got the capability of powering just about everything that I take out here. USB chargers, DC, AC, 12 volt appliances, or 12 volt electronics, you name it. I use this for just about everything. As far as my lights go, I've got a 12 volt LED strip. Those were just some truck bed lights that I purchased from Amazon for about 45 bucks or so. I typically just plug those right into here. And I've got a remote control here that I use to control the power, the color, the brightness, the dimness. If I want it to fade, it can coordinate with the music. So there's all kinds of cool settings on this light kit that I haven't even used all of the options on it quite yet, but I just figured I'd get that in case I want to do anything with it in the future. Alright, I went ahead and jumped in the back here so I can show you the lights. Got it plugged in down there now. And here's the LED light strip. Just goes, it's mounted on the window frame here. And these, as you can see, I've got these blackout curtains. My beautiful stepmother sewed these for me. I just sent her the material blackout curtain. She doubled it up and made it just to size so it fits on these curtain rods. These are just Walmart curtain rods that I've got attached with some cable clamps. You can see those right there. So I just got from Menards. They're 1/2 inch. You can find those all over. But they just slide open like so, and then as far as the windows go, these windows slide open as well. And then there's a screen right here, so I can get some fresh air and don't have to worry about bugs getting in here, which is nice. When I got this used topper, the screens were ripped up and were not in good condition, so I had to replace those. I just bought the screen material from Amazon, and then bought the spline tool and replaced those screens myself. Also, this carpet here was not here. This was a non-carpeted topper, so I carpeted it myself. I bought this carpet in the headliner here. I bought that stuff at I believe it was Menards, and then I used the high industrial strength 3M spray and adhesive spray, and it's worked so far. I haven't had any problems with it. As far as the back window goes, I've got another curtain rod up here attached to the frame itself the same exact way. And I've got these curtains held up there. One of these is, they're just sticking up there with Velcro. I need to get some bungee cables or something to hold these together. I just don't have it quite done yet. And then the same goes on the other side there in the back windows. I've just got those held up with Velcro, and you can see one of them's already come off. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else with the back window, but anyway, it's pretty easy to just stick back up there if I need to. I'm gonna go ahead and jump back down here. And what's cool about the carpet is anything that I put Velcro on, like this remote, I can just stick it up here like so, and it'll stick. So I don't lose it. Just stick it right up there and it'll stay there. As far as some of the cool light settings go, there's this fade setting. Just kind of cycles through all the colors. There's red, there's green, there's blue, white, orange, yellow, cyan blue, purple. Then there's this setting that just kind of like fades in between each color, which is pretty cool. The problem is I have a hard time choosing my favorite color. I would be cycling through all these colors like non-stop because they're all pretty cool. As far as the light shining through the curtains, it does a pretty good job at blocking it. You do see a little bit of light leakage toward the top, but it's nothing too noticeable. I don't think anybody's really going to care if they see that. Plus, I can probably fix that a little bit by moving those curtains a little bit. So it's just perfect. As far as the floor goes, this is if you can see that's a bed mat. This is actually made by the bed mat company. I think I paid about $100, and this is just the bed mat that's cut to size, so it's cut directly. It's specifically for this truck model and year. I chose to go with this option because I wanted to keep this cheap plastic bed liner in here. I figured it'd be good for just one extra layer of it's just plastic, but it does provide a little bit of insulation over the cold weather and warm weather months. So I wanted to keep that in there just because I do plan on using my truck bed as a truck too. It's not just a living space. I could have went with the full bed liner or the full bed mat that goes up the sides as well. I've seen a lot of people that use those. However, like I said, I want to continue to use my truck as a truck, and this thing just comes right out, whereas if I use that the full bed mat, I would be required to pull this out because it according to the installation instructions, you're not supposed to use the plastic liner along with that version. And this was a lot cheaper, so I just decided to go with this. This will do exactly what I need it to do. It provides good insulation, and it's fairly comfortable when I stand on it and crawl around in the truck bed on my knees. So as far as everything else goes, typically what I do is whenever I decide to go out, I load up my electronics and clothes into just an average backpack. Same with the cooler. Just get all my food and drinks and put that up here. Another reason why I like using this cot is to keep it nice and simple. What I like to do is I also keep a tote underneath my cot, and inside the tote I usually just load up stuff from inside the house, like the jet boil, a broom. If I'm taking a grill, I usually take my fuel canisters, propane. There's a little fan that I like to put in the window. There's TP. There's a little portable vacuum cleaner my dad just got me. It works very good. Thanks, Dad. I've got some tea. I've got a little pan in case I catch some fish. Got some Ziploc bags. A koozie. Something to just pour stuff in. Bags. Lighter fluid. Cracker meal. And fish fry stuff in case, like I said, in case I catch some fish, I can do a little fish fry. Just stuff that's easy to load up from the kitchen. I just throw that stuff in the tote, and then to get it out of the way, it's as simple as just pushing it under the cot, which you couldn't do if you had a big wooden truck build, bed structure in there. You're kind of limited to just whatever you can fit in there. So I've got some plans for potentially building one in the future. However, this is most practical for me right now if I just want to get out there and be as efficient as possible. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. It's very simple, very minimal. That's kind of what I was shooting for. You got to be careful when you spend less on things. Obviously, like a camper shell, for example. I spent about $600 on this shell. However, I needed to replace the screens. I needed to carpet it. I needed to replace the seal, which it was all stuff that I knew how to do, or I knew I could figure out how to do pretty easily. But you need to be careful and keep that in mind when you're buying used. A lot of people buy used shells and they don't think about this stuff, or they buy something that they end up wanting to replace just shortly down the road. So keep that in mind, and when you're making your decision, if you want to spend that little extra time and labor to fix up what you've got, if you do end up buying something real cheap. Otherwise, it might be best to just spend a little bit of more money up front and buy something new. So just be careful about what you buy and you'll be okay. But it really doesn't take a whole lot of money to get out there and truck camp. You can just get by with whatever you've got. So hopefully this video was useful for you. If you're looking at doing something like this too, I'd be happy to answer questions you guys have. This is obviously going to be something that changes over time. So there will probably be another video in the future when I do upgrade some things and make major changes. But I plan on using this setup here for a while at least, just to get the hang of things and figure out what it is that I need to buy. So if you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. You guys take care. We'll see you next time.